What is up, guys? Welcome to Garage 23, and today we're at a legendary location, Mount Akina. We're going to be checking out the touge. Let's go. Alright, before we hit the mountain, if you're going to be in beautiful Shibuya City, there's a couple of spots that you have to visit if you're an Initial D fan. First of which is the Ikaho toy, doll, and car museum. The museum has a life-size display of the Fujiwara tofu shop, as well as a few of the cars from the series on display, along with a large selection of other cars from Japan's automotive history. The next place you should check out is D's Racing Cafe. Here they have a bunch of really cool cars on display that you can take a photo with, and inside they have a bunch of really cool merch like keychains, shirts, and of course the Mount Haruna touge stickers. They also have food like puddings and curries. I tried the Night Kids Blood Orange pudding, but definitely the best was the Red Sun's mango.
Initial D.
Alright, so we're going to be running the Mount Akina downhill today. Unfortunately, one of the stipulations in our contract for our rental car was specifically no Initial D stunts or driving.
オーバースピードクラッシュ、ドリフティングドライブクラッシュのイニシャル D ドライビングのはい。わかりました。はい。
I'm a little concerned that even being here is against our contract, but we're gonna be careful. So we'll probably just like speed up the footage to make it look a little cooler, but we're gonna be forced to be going at like 30-40 kilometers an hour, which is even slower in American units. So, but another interesting thing we found here is the Initial D Shibuya manhole map. They have a bunch of manhole covers that have like Initial D scenes on them. It's super cool, and they show you all the locations of them if you want to take pictures of all of them. One of which is here. And I didn't know they did this. I've seen this before, but with Pokemon. There's like a bunch of different Pokemon manholes in different like cities all over Japan. But I didn't know they did that for Initial D too, so that's super cool. I guess we can get started and go from our parking area here at the top and see what the downhill is like. All right, we're about to head down the touge. We're at the famous little parking area before the downhill starts. Around. I'm trying not to hit anything because it's super cramped here. And we're off. Like I said, we're gonna have to keep this pretty tame just because, you know, it was specifically in our contract not to do any of this. I'm not entirely sure if it was. I'm not entirely sure if we're prevented from even coming here. He said touges were fine, so I'm guessing, you know, if we drive like normal people, we should be fine. Here's one of the big ruts in the side of the road that Takumi probably dropped his tire into to pass Ryosuke.
Huh? What the hell is that?
Pretty early in the course though, still. One thing that you notice immediately is just how beautiful this whole area is. Like, there's all these really pretty purple burgundy trees mixed in with all the green. It's just amazing. Definitely just the best best mountain road I've ever been on for sure. I've driven a few roads in Colorado and California, Arizona. This is way better than anything over there. It's a shame we can't do it a little quicker.
Takumi, you watching this? Tell me this doesn't make you want to get out there and make the road beg for mercy. Sure.
Our own South Mountain touge. It's pretty technical, but this is even tighter, and just the general size of the road is pretty narrow. So yeah, I can't imagine going down this at any like notable speed. Like we're going like 40 kilometers an hour this whole time, and even that feels a little too quick. gutters on the side of the road. Another hairpin. And so this whole road is like actually one for one replicated in the manga and anime. And the 4 consecutive hairpins actually do exist at the very bottom of the course. Nice little straightaway. You can get up some pretty good speed here. And you're gonna come up to sharp right-hander. Maybe not so sharp. This looks like a part in the anime. We got a really nice lookout here. Like in any mountain road, even in America, you got people that are going even slower than you are. I can definitely see how this course would be very challenging with how technical it is, and then added to that is the fact that it's downhill. Your brakes would be screaming at the end of this. I suspect that would be a bigger concern than actually navigating the course, is not blowing up your brakes. Trying to go 40, but I'm having to like ride the brakes the whole time just to keep it at 40. That's kilometers an hour, not miles. Up the end of the course here with the 5 consecutive hairpins coming up. interesting. This is their measure for mitigating speed. They have those arrows that you saw on the road. They're kind of like speed bumps, but they're more like undulations rather than an actual bump. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on the camera that the car's going like up and down, up, down, up, down. That'll definitely unsettle your car at speed. It's our first, oh no, second hairpin. Or did the first one, second one, third. Yeah, so this would be awesome to drift through this corner. And they get put in the guardrail by these bumps. Number 4. A little bit of a straight. Yeah, pretty much it. A little bit of a hairpin here. One more. Yeah, we're pretty much back in town, more or less. So, yeah, all in all, that's a pretty fun course. Definitely kind of sucks that we had to, you know, restrain ourselves a bit, but yeah, that would be pretty sketchy if we tried to go any faster than that, honestly. But we do have pretty solid brakes. This car comes equipped with the Akabono big brake calipers, but who knows what kind of pads are on it, so I wouldn't want to risk it.
Initial D.
Alright, now this is what it looks like heading back up the mountain. There's going to be a couple of forks in the road, but as long as you have your Google Maps and Wi-Fi box, you should get there just fine. On the way up, make sure you stop by the Takane observation deck to take in the beautiful views. I particularly enjoyed the vibrant green and violet canopy on the way up to Mount Haruna.
今日ははいガレージ兄さん
Once you're near the top, you'll see the famous parking area where all the battles start in the series. We happened to run into a pretty awesome R33 GTR while we were there, and they really appreciated the name of our YouTube channel. If you go past the parking area, there's one of the famous melody roads, so make sure you turn down the Eurobeat and roll down your windows. Finally, at the end of the touge is the best part of the entire area in my opinion, Lake Haruna. This is a caldera lake at the summit of Mount Haruna and has some of the most breathtaking scenery of our entire trip. All right, so we made it to the top of Mount Akina, and man, it is like insanely beautiful. Like, you can actually see the hotel that they refer to in the anime, but there's a few other buildings here too, and they're like all nestled in this little crater. It's insane to think that this whole thing is a volcano, and this whole lake is where like the eruption happened, which is mind-blowing. All right, that's enough touching grass for one day. Let's go find something to eat. All right, so we're getting a little hungry, and what better place to eat than the legendary Gusto's. This place comes out in a few Initial D episodes.
Take your time, boys.
So we're gonna go try the food out. It should be like a Japanese style Denny's, even though I'm pretty sure they have a Denny's here, but let's go check it out.
get started. This is this one. The cheese and pepper.